Hi guys. Today I'm going to show you how to complete your me, myself, and I digital portrait. This is for our color project. So you guys, you're going to have a lot of fun and I hope that you enjoy it. But this is the idea of what you should have when you're finished. This is a good example. Notice that I only changed the color of like my hair, eyes, the headband. I didn't change anything on my skin because that would be really, really hard. So try not to change anything on your skin for this one. But the first thing you'll need to do is take a picture. If you know how to take a picture on your phone, like a selfie, and email it to yourself so you can open it on your computer, then you can do that. But if you don't know how to do that, then I suggest you work on your Chromebook or an iPad if you have one. And that way you can just go into your like webcam feature or your photos, and you can take a picture directly from this webcam on your Chromebook or straight from your iPad. That way the picture is on the device that you're going to use for this project, okay? I don't suggest that you do this project on your phone unless you just want to take the picture on your phone, and that is fine, but it must be a selfie, a picture of you, okay, some kind of selfie. And so, like I said, if you take it on your phone, you're going to email it to yourself so that you can open it on your Chromebook or on an iPad. And if you don't know how to do that, then just take the selfie or take the picture directly from this webcam on your Chromebook or your iPad so that the picture saves on the device that you're going to do your digital portrait on, okay? So we're going to be using our Canvas Google app. So the first thing you guys are going to need to do is go to Google, and then I want you to Google Canvas Google app. And it's going to be this first option right here that just says Canvas. Make sure it does say canvas.apps.chrome. That's the one we want to use. So when you click into it, you should see your drawings that we did last week in class, and your color wheel from class today on Monday. But you're going to, instead of start a new drawing, you're going to go new from image, okay? So when you click new from image, you can choose. You can go through your pictures and find that picture that you took, that selfie you took. And when you open it up, it opens right into your drawing. So you're able to draw straight on top of it, okay? So once you have your picture opened, then you'll be able to start drawing. The main thing that you need to do is make sure that if you look at these little squares in the top right corner, you click on them, these are your layers. Layers are extremely important when you are working with digital paintings or digital drawings or really digital any kind of art. Layers are extremely important because you're just stacking color on top of your picture. It's not gonna like mesh into one, it's just gonna lay right on top of your picture. So you want your picture to be that bottom layer. Otherwise, your color won't show up. It will be underneath your picture. So when you look right here, you should have your photo as your first layer. And notice the eyeball will turn it off and turn it on. So as you're working, you'll be able to turn off your photo and see what your drawing looks like as you go. But ultimately, you're going to have 3 layers. You're going to have this first one as your photo layer, and then it will automatically make you this second one because it knows that's what you're going to do anyway. You can't just draw right on top of the photo layer. It has to be another layer. So you're going to have 1 layer as your photo, 1 layer for your colors that you're going to use, and then 1 layer for black. Okay, we want our black outline to be on top. So it's nice and clean and crispy, as I like to say. You've got crispy black lines on top. So right now we have 2 layers. So in order to make another layer, you click this plus button. It says add layer. And there you'll be able to see that you have your 3 layers. You have one that's your photo, one that's going to be your color, and then one that's going to be your black. Okay? And notice you can click on them to select which one you want to draw on. So if you like go back and forth between color and black, then just make sure if you're using black, then your black layer is selected. Okay? So here's what you're going to start with. You're going to start on your color layer, which is this one right on top of your photo. And if you look at the pens and think about how we want to go about this, you don't really want your lines to be so straight. And so it's just harder to use if they are not opaque. And opacity just means like making sure that it is see-through in a way so that you can layer colors on top of each other. So for this color layer, I want you to use the chalk pen, okay? And then you're gonna have to choose a color scheme that you're gonna use for your project. And we're gonna talk about color schemes on Tuesday. So you'll be able to, if you know what monochromatic or complementary or triadic or split complementary or tetradic, there's so many different color options you can choose, but I would like for you to wait till Tuesday to start your color layer, so that way you can hear in class what options you have for your color scheme, okay? I'm gonna choose triadic because it's one of my favorite color schemes. So that would be blue. I'll do blue, yellow, and red, or blue, yellow, and pink, okay? So I'll select my color, and if it's not exactly the color you want, you can always go in here and change it up a little. Maybe I'll start with something darker, okay? And once you have like your color selected, make sure your chalk pen is the one you're using. And you can make it opaque if you want, but I think that it already draws pretty opaque, so you don't need to make it any more opaque than it is. And the main idea with this project is that you can always zoom in and out, okay? Drawing on it as far away as it is right now would be really hard because there's so many like little details, especially in the face, that you're not going to be able to do very cleanly without zooming in. So zoom in. I'll start with the eye so you can watch me do my eye. But zoom in and then you can see how big is your brush. If it's too big, then adjust that size down. So a lot of it is just playing around and adjusting how you want it to look. See, that's way too big. So it needs to be even smaller. And one good thing about iPads and Chromebooks is that if they're touchscreen, so I'm not really clicking my mouse or anything, I'm touching it. I'm touching my computer with my finger and drawing these lines. And see, it's pretty opaque. You can still see through, so it might take a couple of different layers or a couple of different coloring on top of the same spot to make sure that it shows up as vibrant as you want it to. You can leave it not super vibrant, but you know, if you want to, then just make sure you color on top of each other. Okay, so with my eye, I think that up here, the outline of it and the eyeliner and the eyelashes, I want that to be black. So first, before I switch over to my black layer, I'm gonna fill in the white of my eye. Oops. I think my pen is still a little too big. So maybe for these really small spaces, you can switch over to your pencil. So that way it's not so difficult to get those points in your eyes. So this project is really an experiment, if you think about it. I want you to choose a color scheme that we go over in class, and then just play around. I want you to, it has to be a selfie. It has to be a digital self-portrait, meaning it has to be you, mostly because I don't know what some of you guys look like. You never turn on your video. But it can be however you want it to be. Choose a selfie, choose a color scheme, and then the rest is an experiment, okay? So I'm done with the color on this eye. That means I'm gonna select my layers because I'm about to change to black. My black needs to be on top, on a separate layer, so that it's very nice and the outline sits on top of everything. Okay, so I have selected my black layer, and for the black outline, I like to use this calligraphy pen because it makes really interesting lines. So I have my calligraphy pen selected. I'm on my black layer, and I'm gonna go ahead and start trying to outline the blacks. And you also got to think the black layer is on top. So you see right here where I kind of overlapped the color. That's okay because I'm going to fill it in with black. And it's going to sit on top of that color, color layer. So it's not really going to matter too much. So your black outline and filling things in is kind of a way that you can cover some mess ups. Eyelashes. This one might look kind of crazy. And I'll go ahead and do this line. Why not? Okay. Now, this space in between my color and my outline of my eye, if you look real closely at your eye, everybody has that little part. So I like to make it a different color, at least for these projects or these digital portraits, because I don't know, it's made up. It doesn't have to be realistic. It can be anything you want. So when you look at your layers, you can see what you've done so far. You can see your color layer, you've done your white and your blue, and then on your black layer, you can see your black outline. Let me show you what happens when your black outline is not on top. Messy, that's what happens. Right now the color is on top, and you can see where it's not so clean, it's not so pretty. So you want your black layer to be on top, so it covers those mess ups, okay? So I'm gonna make sure my color layer is selected, and I'm gonna go into, let's choose this blue. Now I'll use my pencil. Make sure it's small. Sorry guys, I got some allergies happening, so that's why I sound weird. But I like to go in and color in this space. I just think it makes it look more interesting. And I'm using my finger for this. I'm not using my mouse. I'm putting my finger right onto my screen. It's a lot easier that way if you have a Chromebook or an iPad. That way you don't have to mess around with your mouse. Now, The one thing that you don't need to forget on your eye especially is that we all have this little sparkle. There's where the light hits our eye, it reflects off. So use white, and you just gotta make sure you have a little sparkle in your eye. That really brings you to life. And I'm just making up these lines. You can look at your picture and find the sparkle, or you can just make them up. I also think I'm gonna outline the color of my eye. So I'm gonna make sure that I'm on my black layer. I got my calligraphy pen, and let's try it. Okay, now, moment of truth. I'm gonna zoom out and see what we got. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I want you guys to play around with these pens and make sure that you have your 3 layers. The main idea with this project is that you have a selfie, you have a color scheme, a specific color scheme that we talk about in class that you use, and you need to have 3 layers. A photo layer on the bottom, a color layer in the middle, and your black outline layer on top. Okay, those are the 3 main things: a selfie, a color scheme, and 3 layers. And I want you guys to mess around with the colors and give yourself like crazy colored hair, everything except your skin. Once you start changing stuff in your skin, it gets a little difficult. So try to stick with just like your clothes, your hair, maybe I'll do my headphones, and like your eyes, nose, and mouth. But don't change your skin because it gets really complicated with that. So if you look at my finished example, it's done. I changed everything except my skin and the back, my shirt. I wanted it to be black. So feel free to add like some crazy stuff to your drawing. It doesn't have to be just plain filled in. Like if you zoom into my eyes, you can see I added some shadows, right? I have these light blue shadows happening. I outlined my sparkle in my eye in this one. So feel free to, have fun with it. And when it comes to the black layer, after I colored everything in on this one, if you look real closely, let me turn off the color. There. So this is just black, right? This is just my black layer, my outline and my black shading. It has no color that I changed. So if I turn off my color and my photo, this is your black layer, okay? You need to have everything outlined. And I even went in and did some shading where I wanted things to be a little bit darker, especially in my hair and eyebrows, okay? So make sure that you have your black layer like, on top and everything outlined. This is my color layer with the black layer. So this is without the photo, right? If you look over here, I just have the black layer and the color layer turned on, but my photo is turned off. So really you can save it however you want. I liked it with the photo. I think it makes it more interesting. But it is totally up to you. Just make sure that you have a selfie to work on, that you have a color scheme that we talk about in class. It has to be a specific color scheme we talk about in class. And then make sure you have those 3 layers. You have your photo layer, your color layer, and your black outline and shading layer, okay? Okay, and I will help you guys with this in class as well. We'll do some experimenting and see how it goes. This is the one that I will be working on this week along with you guys. So yeah, if you have any questions, as always, just let me know and I will be here to help you, okay? All right, guys, see you later.